So come to standing on the mat, press the feet down and lift and roll the shoulders. And then raise the right arm up, press the left hand into the left thigh, tummy in, perineum engages up slightly, and just come over to a lateral stretch. The right arm comes to the left. You can bounce in and out or stay static, your choice. Chin in. And you can turn if you wanted to look up, but as long as your chin is slightly in, that's optional. Just go to where your neck feels comfortable. Press the feet down, come back up again, and lower the right hand. And then raise the left arm, right palm against the right thigh, tummy in, perineum engages. Almost feel that you're between two panes of glass. You're not going to go very far. And you're stretching out now the left side. Chin either down in and look forward, or you can turn the chin to look up. Well, still keep the chin sort of down, but just turn your eyes to look up, if that's optional. And then press your feet down and come up. Lift and roll the shoulders. Hands at the heart center. Press the palms together. This is beginning to uplift at the chest level, so it's uplifting for the mood. And then second finger, index finger to the root of the thumb, and open the arms out, you're opening the chest. This is quite strong, but again you'll feel the lifting of the chest. And then breathing in, raise the arms up, release the hold, the Dhyana Mudra, and hold your thumbs. Press your feet down into the earth. Engage the buttocks and stretch up. And then just very gently sway from side to side. Your gravity is going into the feet and you're stretching up away from the waist and the pubic bone. And then come to the center and open the hands out into a star. It's almost like a power pose. You can slightly lift your chin. It's psychologically or mentally inviting the sun into the solar plexus region. And then just breathing out, lower the arms. Lift and roll one shoulder and lift and roll the other shoulder. And lift and roll both shoulders. And then self-compassion, open the arms, hug yourself, slightly come forward and just rock gently from side to side. And then open the arms out again. And have the other arm on top if you remember which arm it was, doesn't matter if you don't, and then just rock from side to side. And then just release the arms. So to come to those wrists, just circle the wrists in one direction. And then circle the wrists in the other direction. And then wrists together, just one way and then the other way. And then just open and stretch your fingers. So because you have got an aspect there on your wrists, it's worth exploring up here. So the elbow, the middle joint, a little bit like the knee, is like a hinge joint. You can't, it can only just move in one direction. It's useful to move it, but there's also an aspect here. So again, just lift the shoulder and drop, lift and drop, lift and drop, and lift and drop. And then you can't really separate the shoulders out from the neck in terms of emotional, they're very connected. So just come with your nose and imagine a figure of 8. So I like to imagine my figure of 8 horizontally, but whatever way works for you. And trace a figure of 8 with your nose. I'm doing a horizontal figure of 8, and you'll feel it's starting to move your neck, but in a very safe way because you're contained by the 8, so there's no danger of you going off too high. And then if you want to, you can reverse the 8. If you get into a muddle, don't worry about it. And then come to the centre. And feet hip width apart to this very familiar swaying from side to side. You can lift the heels. Moving all 5 energies. I think also at this time of year, not only have we had the Christmas festivities, but there's also been the aspect of the weather damp and drizzly and dull. I know today's a lovely day, but we've had all that aspect of just slugging us up generally, and then just release. Lift and roll the shoulders. Hands together at the heart centre. We're going to do half salutes to the sun. Rolling the hands up. Palms to connect. You can either have the palms flat together, hold the thumbs, or hold the second fingers up and overlap the thumbs. Engage the buttocks, stretch up, and then breathing out, bend the knees. Bring the hands to the shins and half lift. Breathing out, soften the knees, soften the elbows. Breathing in, half lift, and stay here as you breathe out. And then breathing in, soften the knees, press the feet into the ground and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Stretch the fingers up. Hands, arms up, stretch the fingers, and then lower the arms. We're going to do that again. Palms together at the heart centre. Circle the arms up, stretch up. The feet are heavy on the ground, and then you're raising up out of your waist, out of your pubic bone. And then palms through the centre, the heart centre. Soften the knees. Come to place your hands on your shins, half lift, breathe out, soften in. Breathe in, half lift. Stay here as you breathe out. And then breathing in, soften your knees, press the feet into the ground and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Stretch the arms up. There's an option to subtly lift the chin, if not then stay looking ahead, and then lower the arms. And we'll do that one more time, palms together at the heart centre. Circle the arms up, stretching up, engage the buttocks and the perineum. Hands through the heart centre, bending the knees, hands onto the shins. Lengthen, half lift from the tailbone to the top of the head. Soften the knees. Lengthen again. Stay here as you breathe out. And then press the feet into the ground and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Arms up. Stretch the fingers and then just circle the wrists down. Breathing in, turn the head to the left. Breathe out, turn the head to the right. In to the left. And in your own breath pattern, out to the right. And do that a couple of more times. We're balancing not only the brain hemispheres for neural pathway communication, but we're also balancing or beginning to balance the thyroid and parathyroid glands, which are part of our metabolic process. It's a mindfulness exercise too, because you don't think very much when you're turning your head from side to side. Come back to the centre, palms together at the heart centre, and we're going to come to line on the floor, to start with, legs out, because we're just going to roll the ankles. So just extend the heels, toes up to the ceiling, and point the feet away from you. Toes up as you breathe in, and breathing out, toes away. And just do that a couple of times, toes up, and then toes away. And then very gently start to circle the ankles in one direction. And then gently circle the ankles in the other direction. Beginning to wake up the circulation. And then, depending on your hip capacity, you can either, we're going to be hugging the left knee into the chest, but you can either leave your right leg where it is stretched out along the ground, or you can bend your right knee and right foot is on the floor as you hug your left knee into the chest. So bending your right knee is a softer option. And just enjoy the hugging of the left knee into the chest. It's a form of, I suppose, called Apanasana. So it's a modified Apanasana movement. And Apana is a downward energy, so it's part of our eliminating or eliminative energy. And that can get very sluggish, particularly this time of year. Just circle the left knee while you're holding it a couple of times in one direction. So beginning to look at the hips here. And the hips can often slug up again when we can't see where we're going forward clearly or things aren't quite clear. Circle the left knee in the opposite direction. And then dropping the hands behind the left thigh, extend the left foot up to the ceiling, extend the left heel and feel the stretch at the back of the left leg. And then start to walk the hands up the back of the left leg, bringing the left leg towards the face. You might not go very far. You can stay here. You can drop a hand behind your head and neck to support your head and neck, to lift your head up towards your extended, stretched out left leg, engaging your perineum. Or if you're very strong, you can hold the left leg with both hands and lifting the head up towards the left leg and look at your left big toe. And then just release the head back down to the earth. Hug the left knee into the chest and roll the entire body to the right, placing your left foot on your right thigh. Your right hand goes to the outside of your left thigh, and your left hand can either go on the left waist or relaxed above your head or open like a book out to the side in like a T type of movement, in which case your palms down and looking either up or along your left hand and extending your right heel. A lot of instructions there. It's a supine twist, and it's one of the movements needed for optimal back health. So the rotation, it stretches the long muscles along the back one way, and then we even up with the other side. Just roll onto your back, and you might like to place both feet onto the ground to allow you to lift up your bottom and straighten out your back. Hug the knees into the chest and just gently enjoy rocking from side to side as we come back to that Apana energy, that lower abdominal energy that can get so stuck, and particularly at this time of the year. And then placing the left foot on the floor, it can stay knee bent, or you can stretch the left leg along the floor as you hug the right knee into the chest. And just very gently circle the right knee in one direction. Moving in the hip space. And then very gently circle the right knee in the other's opposite direction. Again, getting into that hip space. When we walk, we're moving the legs in the hip sockets, but only in one direction, whereas this rotational movement gets full movement. And it's when the muscles all surrounding the hip area aren't used to their full extent that they start to contract slightly, and then they can pull the muscles fractionally out of alignment. And then dropping the hands behind the right thigh, extend the right foot up to the ceiling and extend the right heel. And feel that lovely stretch along the back of the right leg. And then start to walk the hands up the back of the right leg, bringing the right leg slightly towards your face, looking towards your right big toe. And you can either stay here, the knee can be bent, it doesn't have to be straight. You can lift up your head, supporting your head and neck with one hand. Or if you want to hold your right leg with both hands, looking up towards your big toe, that's very an option too. Engage your tummy in, perineum engages. And then release back down, hug your right knee into your chest. Back to that Apanasana, hugging on the right side. And then roll the entire body to the left, lifting up your right hip. Your left hand goes to the outside of your right thigh. Right hand either goes on the waist above you or open out your right arm like a book, palm down, and looking either up or to the right. Just stretching out on the other side now, extending the left heel to engage the inner muscles of the left leg. And then very gently engage the perineum to roll back, both feet on the ground, knees up to the ceiling, and then hug both knees into the chest again, just recovering, rocking from side to side, massaging across the lower back. Again, we are focusing on the lower Apana foundational energy, but actually, in the yogic world, it's one of the energies you focus on almost most because it's connected to our foundational energy, and it's a seat of something called Vata, which is one of the Ayurvedic doshas, and it's the element of air. And if there's any pain or stiffness in the body, it's all connected to an overload of Vata. So this pose connects to Vata, the Vata element, or Vata dosha. And then just very, very gently raise your left leg to the ceiling, extend the left foot, and raise your left arm up behind you, chin slightly down. Breathing out, hug the left knee back into the chest with the left hand. And then breathing in, raise the right foot to the ceiling, extend the right heel, and raise the right arm above you. On the ground below, and then breathing out, hug the right knee into the chest. Once more on each side, breathing in, raising the left foot, left arm behind you, chin slightly in to extend the back of the neck. Breathing out, hug the left knee into the chest. And then breathing in, extend the right leg, right heel, right arm above you. And then breathing out, hug the right knee into the chest, so you've got both knees down into the chest. And then breathing in, raise both legs up to the ceiling and both arms up behind you. And then breathing out, hugging both knees into the chest. And then just again rocking from side to side. Support the legs, perhaps underneath, place both feet down onto the ground. Your knees are up to the ceiling, your feet are hip width apart. And breathing in, raise the arms up above you, your chin comes slightly towards your chest, just stretching out under the upper arms. And keeping the arms above you, press your feet down and just lift your bottom off the ground. You can lift a little bit or a lot. Chin comes into the chest to support you, just check your knees aren't splaying out. And then when you're ready, breathe out and lower your bottom back down to the ground. Lower your arms, and then once more go to hugging the knees into the chest. Rocking from side to side. And then slide the hands down the shins so that your knees open slightly, and you can hold your legs anywhere on the lower shins or above the ankle so that your knees open out and you'll just feel a stretch in the inner groin. So we're looking at the lower lymphatic system, just a nod to giving space to the lower area, and then sliding the hands up, hugging the knees into the chest. And just a couple of breaths, still holding the knees, let the knees drift away from you as you breathe in to arm's length. And then breathing out, hug the knees back into the chest. Again, breathing in, let the knees drift away from you to arm's length. And breathing out, hug the knees into the chest. And just do that a couple of times and to your own breath pattern. And you can feel that you're massaging along the lower back, particularly around the lumbar L4 and L5 areas, which is where all the heavy duty twisting and turning and bending happens, where you put a lot of pressure on the lower back. And then just enjoy hugging the knees into the chest one last time. And we're going to roll to the side, taking time to come onto hands and knees. I've taken on board a back down dog, so I will make that completely minimal. And then onto the hands and knees in tabletop position. Just rock your bottom from side to side. And then dipping the back, so cat-cow, looking up, breathing out, rounding the back, cat. Breathing in, dipping the back, we're moving and warming the spine, and then rounding the back for your cat. Dipping the back, and then rounding the back. Come to neutral. And then come to look over your left shoulder. Your hips might move. You might feel that you want to move your hips to the right. And then come back to the centre of the head and turn to look over your right shoulder. Again, your hips might move to the left. And then come back to the centre. To open the lung meridians, just slide your right leg back and tuck your right toes underneath. Your leg is off the ground, just slightly move forwards and backwards. And then release the right knee back down to the ground. And then slide your left leg back, tucking the left toes under, that's opening the lung meridians. In reflexology, and as the toes join the feet, and then release the knee back. Now, I'm mindful of downward dog. We would normally come via downward dog to come up to standing, but you come up to standing however that works for you. So you might like to slide your hands back, come to lifting the knees off the ground and just rolling up, but however it works for you to come up to a standing position, rolling up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And lifting and rolling the shoulders once you're here. And then stepping forward with the left foot. The left foot can go slightly out towards the edge of the mat if you need that for your balance. Just place the hands on the waist and just feel the opening of the chest, the opening of the heart chakra. Make any adjustments for your feet that you would like to. Your back right foot is out at about a degree, 45 degrees. Classically, you keep your back foot down, but it is a very acceptable modification to lift the right heel, which allows you to twist to the front, but it does unbalance you a little bit more, so it's your choice. Soften your front left knee to bend it slightly, and your weight drops evenly. You would aim your knee toward your big left toe, not coming in too much. And then if you're comfortable with that, again, it's very uplifting for the mood because you're lifting at the chest centre. Bring your hands to cactus arms, so your hands are out, you're opening the shoulders. And your shoulders can potentially connect to your wrists if something's trapped, if a nerve's trapped. And then there's an option, which is optional, to raise the arms upwards, perhaps face palms inwards, looking ahead. Or if you feel that your balance is very stable, you can lift your chin slightly to look up. And then breathing out, lower the arms back down alongside you, and come to step your left foot back. Just sway just very gently from side to side. And come to the centre. We're going to step now our right foot forward. So, stepping forward is to where you're comfortable. Classically, you would step a long way forward, but that's really stepping out. So comfortable, step forward. Turn the back left heel, just turn the left foot out at 45 degrees, and you can bring your right foot out towards the edge of the mat. And start, again, you can lift your left heel off the ground or keep it down. Start by having your hands on your waist. This is a modification of Warrior One or Virabhadrasana One. It lifts the chest, so it's lifting up at the heart centre. It's very uplifting for the mood. It's also one of the, in some other science of psychology, it's a power pose because you are lifting your chest, you've got your arms on your waist, you're very much in your core, in your centre. Soften your front right knee and feel that your right knee is tracking over your big toe or even your big toe to your second toe, but not inwards. And if you're comfortable there, then you can either stay there or raise your arms to cactus arms. You're opening the shoulders here. Again, this increases that sense of standing firm. It's very good for osteoporosis as well, this grounding pose. And then if you're comfortable to raise the arms above you, stretch palms facing in towards each other, looking ahead or looking up, lifting the chin. That challenges the balance a little bit more, where you're comfortable. And then breathing out, bring your head upright if you lifted it up, lower the arms and step back. Just lift and roll the shoulders. And lifting the palms up, as you can see here, bring them forward, bring them back, turn the palms down, forward, back, and down. Turn the palms up, forward, back, palms down, back, and breathe out, lower the palms. Breathing in, palms up and out, back, palms down, back, and lower. Palms up and forward, back, palms down, back and lower. And one more time, palms up and forward, back, down, back and lower. So that is more of a Tai Chi movement, and it coordinates the movement with the breath. So if you do it for long enough, you're totally into a distraction of movement with the breath, and it slows and calms the nervous system down. So coming to lift and roll your shoulders, hands together at the heart centre, and just come to a seated position with your legs out in a slight V. Lift the flesh out from under your bottom if you need to do that, and just bounce your legs. So again, at this time of year, we get very sluggish. Bouncing the legs can create a vibration that resonates throughout the body, and vibration is the opposite of stagnation. So it's actually brilliant for people who are seated all day, because it just allows them to get movement into their body. And then similarly, you can rub your legs. Again, anybody in a home or anything like that is so helpful for them. It's almost like skin brushing and vibration as well. You can rub, you can tap. Some people prefer tapping, some people like to rub, some people have a combination. And then this, in yogic terms, is used to smooth the aura, but in psychological terms, it's used for calming the nervous system down. You're supposed to think of something that's stressing you, and then just rub your hands down the outside of your arms, and the stress is said to diminish. But as said in yogic terms, it's smoothing your aura down. And just your chest, your tummy, your front. And then hands beside you to support you, legs slightly in a V. And then just lengthen the body, tummy in, perineum engages. And then just slide the hands down the shins, stopping where you feel comfortable. Your heels are extended to activate the legs muscles. Feel that you're lengthening from the base of the spine. Tummy in, perineum engages, so that you're almost folding a little bit forward. You don't need to come very far. You can rest your hands wherever works for you, on the shins. If you've got long arms, you can hold your feet, you can hold your big toes. The back of the neck is long, and a forward bend is calming for the nervous system. The chin is slightly towards the chest, which is activating the vagus nerve, which again is calming for the nervous system. If a modification here is you can always put a cushion or a bolster or a pillow on your thighs, so that your tummy has to almost slightly lift up and over the cushion to come forward, and that stretches out the lower back a little bit more. It's a little bit more of a supported forward bend pose, and that's always an option. And then very gently slide your hands up your legs. You can bring your legs slightly closer together. And just place your left hand behind you on the ground. Raise the right thumb up and just look at your right thumb. Your eyes are upwards, your chin's up. So again, this becomes a mindfulness exercise. It's very hard to hold a thought while you're looking upwards. Bring the head upright and lower the right arm. And then again, right hand on the ground behind you, and do the same on the left side, lifting the left arm, looking at the left thumb. and then very gently lowering the hand. Come to sit comfortably, so for me this is cross-legged, but come to however works for you. Hands resting, so second finger to the thumb, either at the root of the thumb or at the tip of the thumb, hands down. And you can close your eyes as you breathe in. Imagine the breath coming into the heart center. It connects to the solar plexus, which is the next level down. That's our personal power. And you breathe out your breath in the form of an intention for the day through your head or your third eye. Breathe into your heart, align with the solar plexus, and breathe out an intention for the day through the head or the third eye. Bringing in energy from outside into your heart. Link back to the solar plexus, which is just below the personal power, and breathe out through the head or the third eye. Breathing out your intention to the universe. Just do a couple of breaths in your own time. In to the heart, connect and align to your solar plexus, and breathing your intention for the day, your wish for the day, out through the third eye. It can be any wish, any intention. And then just release that intention and that thought. And subtly lower your chin to the chest. Bring the hands to the heart center. And thank you for joining me today.